Hi, this is Tom Kane, the voice of Jedi Master Yoda. And this is Inside the Force. Listen, you will. Foreseen it I have, yes.
It is a period of Star Wars mania. As new movies, comic books, novels, and TV shows populate the system. Fueled by their love and passion for the galaxy far, far away, two exceptional geeks tap into hundreds of holocrons in order to bring you the knowledge and insight of all things Star Wars. Come and join them as they go inside the Force.
Hey everyone, Dave Cottingham here with Casey Cooley.
Hello, everybody.
And this is Inside the Force.
It is.
It is.
It is.
Welcome to another episode, 99.
999. There we go.
It's
Almost there?
It's 66 upside down.
Yep, that's the true way of looking at it. If you wanted to go that route.
You could. Anyway, back from a little longer break since the last thing we did was May the 4th. Our episode on May the 4th. Mm-hmm. So a little over a week, but
yep.
We got a lot to get to on this episode where we're going to talk a lot about the comics we haven't really been reviewing because we kind of...
We had a huge episode last time. So.
Yes, the May the 4th one. Corey was on here.
Yeah.
And then before that, we talked all Celebration and trailers and stuff like that. So we can get you caught up on I think the last 4 books that we haven't reviewed. Mm-hmm. Basically the 4 titles that are out there on the comic world. So we'll talk that, latest news and stuff like that before we get ready for next week, which is our 100th episode.
We made it.
I feel like it's like a long run.
Yeah, it's we've been there for a while now, it seems like.
Yeah, 100 episodes. I mean, that's ridiculous.
It's good, yeah.
But hey, so does that mean, let's see, no, we won't reach.
Syndication.
I wonder if we'll reach 150 by, we won't.
No.
That's
almost a year.
Correct. Yeah, you're right.
2 weeks from
So we've been,
this week.
because we've been going about 2 years, I guess, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I was just thinking when episode 7 comes out.
That'd be like...
So when's Rogue One?
28.
Is Rogue One next May?
Actually...
I think Rogue One's in May, right? May 2016?
That's in December. Episode 8 is in May.
Oh, okay.
Episode 7, that'd be like... for us, that'd be like episode 120 something.
Yeah.
Almost 130.
Awesome.
Yeah, super awesome. Come on.
Anyway... All right, so we're Inside the Force, InsideTheForce.com. Check us out on Twitter at Inside the Force and on Facebook, Inside the Force. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, we're on Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio, and iTunes. Thanks for listening to us, however way you're getting to us. Of course, on the website, all the episodes are right there, all 100, well, almost 100, all 99 episodes. Again, just a reminder, a little agenda change is coming after the 100th episode, so episode 101.
Yeah.
We are getting, we're retiring the old trivia book.
Yeah.
Since it's got a lot of expanding universe stuff in it, basically.
Pretty much. Most of it.
And we're going to be now adopting the new official canonized DK encyclopedia called Ultimate Star Wars, basically. So we're going to go back to kind of what we did in the beginning of the show. First year, basically, or so, we were kind of profiling some people. Mm-hmm. And a lot of our profiles that we did contain canon, but then some of them contain non-canon. Yeah. So we're going to just talk about people that are in that book, give you all canon stuff. So we'll start doing that. But we won't start off the shows that way. We'll kind of finish them that way. So anyway, so look for that. Send us your, hey, if you're interested in hearing about somebody or something, not sure about somebody, send us your comments and we'll get that on there. But okay, so let's see. News-wise, what we got?
News, not a whole lot. Some rumors about casting for Rogue One actor Diego Luna. If you're familiar with him.
Yeah.
He seems like he's pretty much going to be cast in Rogue One, so that's cool. Good actor. Not much. I mean, the kind of the next probably wave of information we might get for Star Wars Episode 7 and Rogue One, and just anything else Star Wars, will probably happen at Disney's D23 Expo that they have. I guess it's like it's annual, isn't it? Every year that they have this Disney's Expo.
Yes, they do.
And it's always 20 or whatever number they've had it. So this is D23. It's August 14th through 16th in Anaheim, back in Anaheim.
Wow, yeah.
Basically, it's just convention for Disney stuff, anything Disney, and they always release like the new stuff for new movie Disney films coming out. So this year, they'll be talking about Marvel, talk about Lucasfilm. So, and this is 2 weeks after the new Mission Impossible movie comes out, because there was a deal that was struck saying how, because Mission Impossible and Rogue One have such similar titles, like it's Mission Impossible, was it Rogue Nation, I think, or something like that, or Rogue something. Rogue Nation. They thought they'd be confused if they were marketing both films at the same time, Rogue Nation and Rogue One. So there's a deal made saying Lucasfilm cannot heavily advertise or really much at all Rogue One until Mission Impossible comes out. So D23 comes out, starts 2 weeks after Mission Impossible. So we'll most likely get some Rogue One news at D23. Probably some more stuff with Force Awakens. Maybe, I don't know, Rebels will already be kind of coming out, Season 2, around that time, I guess. But, so might get some more stuff there. So be looking for that. That's still several months away. But pretty cool, nonetheless. And Bob Iger hosts it, which is actually pretty cool. Disney CEO hosting a convention.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of Bob Iger, he was at some kind of finance meeting or whatever kind of jargon you want to call it. But basically, he was on a conference call talking about Disney and kind of how they're juggling maybe doing their own streaming service, whatnot. And anyways, this is a quote pulled from that conference call. This is reported from Daily Finance. Basically, he says, talking about how they have many channels, ESPN, ABC, Disney, talking about streaming services. There's this little part where it's really, really interesting. He says, quote, "We have said that with these channels and these brands, ESPN, ABC, Disney, maybe even down the road, something related to Star Wars and Marvel. We do have an ability as a company to take products, specifically filmed entertainment, television, movies, directly to consumers." So just talking about streaming services. But in that, if you didn't hear me, he mentioned Star Wars and Marvel, referring to them as their own channels. So if we heard Bob Iger correctly, he's saying that they've been having talks about doing a Star Wars channel on the television, on the tube. Marvel as well, which is also really cool. But are you kidding me? A Star Wars
Mind blown.
Star Wars channel.
Yeah. You could easily do it.
Yeah.
You could easily do it.
There's tons. I mean, it's,
You could make a channel and just run the movies.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And people would watch it.
I mean, it's, anytime. Just be like, all right, just nothing on. Let's just turn the Star Wars channel. Channel whatever.
It would constantly be on in my house.
Channel 1138.
Yeah. There you go. 1138. Yeah.
And, just have it constantly on. So they're playing the movies. They're playing Rebels. They're playing Clone Wars.
I'd probably go 221 maybe.
Yeah, channel 221. And anything else, that release, with if they had a channel dedicated to Star Wars, would that be the only place you'd get like Rebels probably, or any new original programming, like if they ever do a live action show?
So yeah, I almost think that it would be like the reruns, like you would just do run the Clone Wars series on there. When seasons wrap up on Rebels, start running it on there and and the movies. And then have you can do news shows. Yeah. And have news of the week, and stuff like that. Official Star Wars news of the week. That'd be cool. Official behind the scenes stuff. You can do all
Disney
kinds.
Disney does that already that now.
So. I mean, you can do all kinds of stuff with Star Wars. I mean, hell, you could just do an episode where you're going through Rancho Obi-Wan and just showing a bunch of toys and Man, you can do all kinds of
And
stuff.
they could stream celebrations on that channel, you know?
Absolutely. Yep.
Awesome. Great idea.
I mean,
do it.
Yes.
Make it now, please. Just do it. Just buy a channel and just start streaming. It'll take one day. Just do it. You have my vote, Bob Iger.
Totally.
So that's really the big news. There's a lot of rumors going around still. Now, it's hard for me to read these rumors now because there was a big batch of stuff coming out just this past week. A lot of it dealing with Lupita Nyong'o's character, her little pirate CGI character that she plays. And you're talking about her backstory or whatever, that kind of stuff, and the context of her finding the lightsaber, giving it to Leia, if that is her, which most likely is in the trailer. I just think, seems like all these rumors are coming true. I'm going to start staying away from these rumors because I don't want to be potentially spoiled, reading some huge crazy thing, turning out to be true. So I can't report it, but just so you guys know, if you do like the spoilers, they're out there, rumor as of now, but seems like it will be true. And there's actually one little piece that I did see. It was a concept art of the character that Lupita Nyong'o plays. Have you seen this?
I have. Yes.
Like the
pretty crazy looking.
Yeah, almost like an ET, like skinny neck, big kind of little round head. Very interesting. That concept art though, she has like blue skin, but it looks like in the trailer she has like kind of like an orangish skin, perhaps. So maybe some differences there.
Yeah.
Still looks cool. We'll see. And I actually read a description that this pirate she plays is force sensitive a little bit.
Yes, I heard that too.
So
yeah,
we'll see how that plays out. If it's true, most likely it is. So
most likely.
That's the only spoiler I can say. I'll say. So there it is for you guys. Take what you will.
There it is. Okay, so besides that, let's just dive into some reviews here of books. And I'm not sure. We'll go back to I think the ones that can't like the not the most recent ones, but the earliest ones. Yeah. Which I think was first one was Star Wars number 4 came out 2 or 3 weeks ago. This kind of kicks off a whole new arc. We kind of pick up on the group after after Luke's encounter and Vader. Yeah. Vader nearly destroying, basically destroys an AT-AT, and while Han and Leia are on there, and Chewbacca saves them, with the Millennium Falcon. So this is continuing a different arc, and we're back on Tatooine, and this the cover's really awesome. It's the suns, the Tatooine suns, and it's got this big silhouette of Vader in the sky, and Luke is standing there, looks like, on his homestead. So obviously this next arc has to do with Tatooine. So it starts off with a very cool conversation with Vader and Jabba, paying Jabba a visit. Basically just kind of reasserting the Emperor's rule and trying to get the Hutt to realize, that the Empire is making sure that deliveries get made and whatnot, and Jabba's in charge of policing that and blah blah blah. But then we go to where the rebels are kind of reestablishing, figuring out what to do next, and Luke is worried. This is the first time we kind of see him, at least in the movies. It seems like it's really cool what these books are doing because, there's such a gap. And I hope everybody remembers there's 3 years between episode 4 and episode 5. Mm-hmm. So there were a ton of questions like, how since Obi-Wan's not around, how is Luke actually training? And if you really think about it, he hasn't. Or so, besides training on his own, because he's still in Empire. He's still carrying a pistol, a blaster.
Yeah, that's right.
right? So he's not full like Jedi or thinking he's a Jedi. He's still trying to learn, and this is kind of his. We kind of foresee his first his first frustrations in this issue, where he got embarrassed by Vader, basically his first encounter, and he realizes he's got to go figure out what he's going to do. So he leaves the Alliance for a minute and says that he wants to go kind of find himself, and he heads back home. And that's kind of where it ends with him in this issue, where he's heading back to Tatooine, not knowing that Vader is actually there. And I can reveal kind of what's going on because this issue's been out a few weeks, but there's still questions on what the rebels are going to be doing. There's a reveal of a new. It looks like an assassin. I mean, this woman claims that she's not a bounty hunter, but she's looking for Han Solo, and she is also on Tatooine. And then, of course, someone else is looking for Han, which is very cool. The last shot of this issue is pretty cool because there's this group of Rhodians that knew Greedo, and they're like, we want to know where Han is too because he killed our buddy. And but someone else is asking about Kenobi. Someone comes up to the Rhodians about, tell me about Kenobi, and they start saying, no, you know what, I'm not telling you about Kenobi. And all of a sudden, this gun comes in the frame and says, yeah, you're gonna tell me. And they're like, who's asking? Or he said something like, he said, why are you looking for him? This Rhodian says, and he says, and the gun comes in, and he's like, never mind, I don't care. And this figure says, Kenobi's dead. And then it cuts to the big shot of him, and it says, and Boba Fett is asking the question. There's a shot of Boba Fett that's asking about Kenobi. So, this is by far, I think, overall has been the best comic so far. I think the Star Wars one has actually been the best one. So number 5 actually comes out next week, so we'll talk about that one next week.
Okay. Which one should I do?
Let's see, the Leia came out.
Leia.
Yeah, a while, about the same time as that.
All right. Leia 3.
Leia number 3.
So this, just overall thoughts, it's still good issue. It's kind of the same as the previous one, basically. Like Leia and her co-pilot, fellow Alderaanian, they're just finding more survivors of Alderaan. That's pretty much all that happens in this episode. They come across this this enclave of Alderaanian survivors, I guess. And like they just get sucked into it, and there's like they just kind of battle with these guys. They seem kind of Leia comes in, she's saying she's a princess, and I guess they don't know that she's the princess, or they never seen the princess before, so they don't exactly believe that she is. And so there's a lot of like testy situations between this surviving enclave of Alderaanians versus Princess Leia. Some things happen there. Honestly, there's not much to this issue. There's not much to say about it, really. And it ends the same way. It ends just like, okay, they become friends, whatever, and it's like, let's go find more survivors. So that's pretty much the only mission that Leia's on right now. There's nothing really conflicting. They're being hunted by the Empire because there's supposedly a leak, like almost like a spy in a sense, that they feel that there's a spy in their ship, an Alderanian, giving info to the Empire of their whereabouts because they want Leia. They want to, I guess, kill all Alderanians or hunt them all down. So they're doing that, and so the end of this issue leaves that cliffhanger, like they need to find this spy in their crew on their ship. So Princess Leia is now going to be doing that while finding more survivors, that kind of thing. So I mean, yeah, it's a fine issue. It's cool seeing this story, but it's whatever. It's good, but it's not like fantastic.
I guess I got the good ones because So a couple weeks ago, actually last week, Kanan number 2, Kanan the Last Padawan number 2 came out. Last we left Kanan, and number 1, Order 66 had been given. they are. Let's see. They're on the planet. Shoot, they're on the planet Collar, deep in the outer rim, and he's with his master, Depa Bilaba.
Oh yeah,
Depa Bilaba.
Yeah,
and Order 66 is given, and there's a big thing. If you remember, if everybody's seen the Clone Wars, or not Clone, I'm sorry, Clone Wars, Rebels. There's a big thing where the Inquisitor brings it up. Does everybody know you ran?
Yeah.
You left your master.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Know all that?
I don't know, and it is a question about how he does know that. But this issue
shows
the canon story of what happened, and basically she tells him to run, and she's the one that covers and is fighting the clones so that he can escape, and she gives her life basically for it. So, Kanan escapes, and as he's hiding on this world, he comes across kind of a thief smuggler. He's desperate; he doesn't have any food or anything, but this. Let's see. This guy, his name is Casimir Janus. So he takes him in and lets him sleep on a ship, and kind of tells the kid, you can't be. You got to live in this world now. You can't just hide.
Yeah.
You got to live in this world. You got to be a thief. You got to be a smuggler. Blah blah blah. And it's funny is that the Casimir guy goes off ship and he's dealing with these clones that are looking for Kanan, obviously. So what does Kanan do? Well, he steals the ship.
There you go.
Yeah. And here's the thing. What's cool is that the reason he does, I'm sorry, I'll backtrack. The reason he does is he has a holocron in his hand when Order 66 is taken. I guess it's the same one that we see in Rebels. So as he's on the ship, the beacon, the homing beacon comes up, the one that they released in episode 3. And he's like, I got to get back to Coruscant. They're calling us home. So he steals a ship, and as he's flying back, he sees the message from Obi-Wan saying the Jedi and the Empire or the Republic has fallen. Do not, blah blah blah. A new hope will emerge. So that happens in this, but it's kind of too late because he shows up at Coruscant because he's in hyperspace while he's doing the message. So he shows up in Coruscant, and that's kind of where this one ends. Pretty amazing, pretty cool. I think this could be a good issue. I think where we figure out his story.
That's interesting because I'm slowly getting back into A New Dawn, and a lot of what you were just describing is also kind of
in there
referenced, and they're like, like him coming across that message, is in there, and just all about like changing his lifestyle, becoming a thief, scoundrel, to fit in, to not be noticed, and to kind of like go under the radar kind of thing. It's very interesting. Like it. Love it. Very cool.
Very cool.
So
the next one that came out yesterday.
Vader
Darth
5.
Vader.
No, this series started off pretty cool. I like, I guess this might be my second or third favorite of the 4 series. But Vader 5 though, it was good. I mean, it was all right, actually. I'll just be honest. It was all right. I read it. I don't know if it was just not many words on the page. But I feel like I read through it really fast. Like I ended it, and I thought it was such an abrupt ending in the story. Vader's still continuing his kind of crusade, fighting his own resources, his own army. He's still with that that chick who's making assassin droids basically. And he still has those two, that protocol droid, assassin droid, and that astromech. I don't know if he's necessarily an astromech, but he's an R2. Oh, he's just a droid, like an R2 droid.
Yeah,
that is like BT is his name. He has these two assassin droids. And he's made his own little robot army. So right now he's like trying to find the guy that the Emperor has kind of said that he's replaced Vader with this other guy, And so Vader's going to find him and kind of like, I guess, take him out, basically, to reclaim his place as Emperor's right-hand man. So he goes to I don't necessarily if it's a planet, but he goes to this area in space that has these like, it's like almost like in the Avengers, like the space worm, that big, huge, floating dragon-like type thing that, just kind of floated through New York that Hulk and Iron Man took out, that kind of thing. It's almost like that with a space station on top of its back. It's really strange and really weird. This was kind of a weird issue. So Vader and his new companions, they go to this area. They find the Emperor's new sidekick, basically, confront him. And it's just about that, like little mini confrontation. And it isn't even a confrontation. Like that's kind of, I guess, was my issue with this one. Like there was no huge conflict in this. Like Vader was just in space talking with that girl. Keep forgetting her name. And then they arrive at this area where
Dr. Afro.
Yeah, Afro. Yeah. And then they arrive at this area where the Emperor's new guy is. Silo 5, I think is what his name is. He's like a cyborg type thing. And then like there's a little battle, but there's nothing threatening really. Like there was just nothing at stake in this. It was just really short, almost more. It was just more setup, is what it felt like. So, I mean, it's a cool story. It's cool still seeing Vader doing all this stuff. Kind of getting more into his head. And they actually make a cool reference. Emperor shows up, and he makes a cool reference about Vader's past. Because like there's a line there about this guy says, referencing about his, like, he has like these cyborg minions or whatever you might want to call them, or these like, at least, yeah, cyborgish type people. And he says like, Vader, these people are like you in a way. They're like your children or whatever. And Vader gets really mad, and Emperor shows up and says like, you have to excuse Vader. He gets really sensitive when you talk about children. So it's like a huge reference to the prequels and to Anakin Skywalker and all that kind of stuff. That was a cool moment. But overall, the issues felt pretty flat. Not much happened. Just more setup. So it needs to move on to something else.
I was just paging through it. It looks like the guy has a yellow lightsaber. Yeah,
those two people though. There's two. They're like cyber. They're not Jedi. They're not Sith. They're like enhanced, like almost like enhanced people. Like they don't have the Force.
Oh,
so they have like just like not like upgrades to their person. Like they have just abilities that they can do in a way, like jet boosters in their shoes. I don't know. Yeah, they're like slowly like cyborgs, and so they just are programmed a certain way. So it's the whole thing is like the Jedi are extinct, the Sith are extinct. This is kind of like the new thing, whatever. It was a strange concept, strange issue. I don't know how I feel about them. Again, it's just like it's setting up.
But they don't know where they got the lightsabers. Obviously,
they never explained it. Yeah. He just had lightsabers. But those two people, you think like, oh my gosh, there's two Jedi. They're gonna fight Darth Vader. But no, like Vader is like talking. He says, the Force is weak with you, and he just like, no, like there's like these guys are no competition against Vader. So like nothing happens in this issue. Really, nothing at all happens. So I don't know. I'm waiting to see where it goes from there. But I'll keep reading.
Crazy.
Yep.
Okay, a couple things. I wanted to finish up with, I guess one of the things that I didn't realize, I actually just sent a tweet out, but today, which is, we're recording on May 14th, is George Lucas's birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday to you.
I said happy birthday to him just now.
Yeah.
But also thanking him for all things Star Wars.
Oh my
So
gosh.
Thanks, George. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You are, should I dare say?
What's that?
His age?
Oh,
71 today.
Yeah, I was going to say. He's as old as Harrison Ford.
Yep, 71 today.
Man. What gift would you get that man on a birthday? Here's the sweater.
Maybe a bottle of bourbon.
Yeah, he seems like a wine guy.
Or
somehow.
maybe a bottle of wine. Yeah,
He
Something like that.
lives in that part of the California. So.
Yeah, wine country. Yeah.
But he probably has his own. He's got to
I
have
wonder
his
if
own
he
line.
has the Star Wars films on Blu-ray.
I don't know.
So maybe I'll
Probably.
give him that.
He might even have some crazy edition that he hasn't even released yet. Who knows?
He has his own versions, right?
Yeah, he's. He's sitting. Oh gosh.
So I did want to bring this up.
Yeah.
This episode's going to be a little short, but I wanted to bring this up. How do you feel? Because I'm not actually sure how I feel about them calling the non-episodic movies
Anthologies.
Like how do why?
Does it not roll off the tongue?
I just because when you see the logo, they released the logo. It has Star Wars Rogue One, and then underneath it has anthology, right? I'm assuming they're doing that because to separate it from the episodes.
Yeah.
These are all episodes.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But I'm not sure why. I don't know. I'm just not sure why you do that.
Why call them anthologies?
Why? Yeah. Why is it just Star Wars Rogue One?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess. Do you think people would be confused if you didn't say anthology?
I think it's possible that they could think it's part of the
saga.
episodic.
Yeah.
I mean, it is part of the saga. It's all saga. The reason I would say that too is it feels like that they're even trying to get away from the episodes numbers, right? Because it's Star Wars: The Force Awakens, right? That's what we saw when we first got the.
True.
We never got it. The episode 7. I mean, we know it was episode 7, but even like the digital copies that they sent out, they released online. It's Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back. It's not episode
Really?
5.
I didn't notice that.
Oh yeah, Star Wars: The Phantom Menace, Star Wars: Return of the Jedi.
Do you have?
They're embracing more of just it's all Star Wars. There's always Star Wars, and then the colon, the title. I mean, you could look at the novels, right?
Yeah.
All the novels are Star Wars, Heir to the Jedi, Tarkin, Star Wars: A New Dawn.
See, I don't know if I.
Which I feel more about that than I do. I'm okay with. I mean, I like the episodes, but I'm okay if they don't really want to advertise.
Yeah, I just like that because it's a good organization.
Correct.
These are the episodes. These have to do with each other in a very direct way.
Right.
Same character, same story. And like calling them like everything else would be anthologies. I like the word anthologies. It kind of reminds me of like calling it Star Wars Chronicles. It's just like these are just the stories in the Star Wars universe, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, is it necessary though? I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I can have an answer for that though. But it's interesting that they're actually including it in the logo.
Yeah, and then people, I mean, if you're wondering, if you're judging at home, I mean, the actual term anthology, the definition is a book or other collection of selected writings by various authors, usually in the same literary form of the same period or the same subject. Number 2 is a collection of selected writings by one that most of the terms I'm saying are mostly writings.
Mm-hmm. That's how I've always seen it, like books.
Yes. So it's weird to me. That's why it's weird to me that they're actually calling a series of films an anthology versus just Rogue One. Just call it Star Wars Rogue One.
Yeah.
And and I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I feel better if they didn't include it in the logo. So it feels like I have to refer to it now as Star Wars Anthologies.
Yeah, the first anthology film or something like that, and anthology. I don't even know how. And because here's the thing now. Will we ever see? I mean, it's obviously just complete opinion, but are these all going to be just one-off movies? I mean, is it possible there's going to be a sequel? There could be a sequel to Rogue One. I don't know what they call it, Rogue One Part 2 or something. Yeah. And then still have the anthology underneath it.
Yeah, I think that's possible.
I mean,
I just think after a while, 10 years down the road, they're still doing Star Wars movie every year. After Episode 9, are they going to just do every year? It's an anthology film. After that,
I don't know.
But
going back to that, do you want? I don't know if I want to see a sequel, like a.
You don't think you want to?
Well, if it's a different name, sure, but I don't think you can put part 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
because even the episodic movies they're not technically part 2s or part 3. It's different titles, right?
Would you want to see like a Obi-Wan Kenobi trilogy? Well, if they did something like that,
like in between again, 3 and 4. I think you can, but you just don't name it.
You just call it
1, 2, and 3.
Obi-Wan. I mean, Star Wars, like Exile.
Yes.
Star Wars, whatever.
Correct.
Yeah,
and it could be all the same.
Yeah,
but again, if you do that, like, is that part of the anthology?
Yeah.
Then you have to put that as part of the anthology?
Yeah. I guess I wish it would just be like understood that this is anthology. You know, I'm doing air quotes. Like, this is, you know, it's not an official logo type of phrase. Because, you know, I didn't like calling them standalone films or like,
right.
I don't like calling them spin-offs or solo films. You know, anthology is a better way for me to acknowledge what they are. But I think it's going to be a useless term in the long run because after episode 9, they're all going to be anthologies, right? I mean, they're not going to do a 10, 11, 12.
They may,
yeah.
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
I guess, you know, but I don't think so.
20 years down the road.
Maybe, you know? Yeah, when John Boyega's 50 or something like that. Yeah, and Days of Release. I mean, I guess it's possible, but but that was just confusing to me because, you know, all the comics are kind of in synergy now. It's like Star Wars, Darth Vader, Star Wars, Princess Leia, Star Wars, Kanan, the last Padawan. You know, so
what do you think about just titles in general of Star Wars? You know, there's always a certain way that those titles are phrased. You know, like Attack of the Clones, Phantom Menace, Revenge of the Sith. You know, do you think they'll always be like that? Like Rogue One, excuse me. Rogue One, I think, is already kind of different.
I think Rogue One is already changing it. I mean, the only theme really, you know, the prequel trilogy to the original trilogy kind of kept the theme, but kind of opposite in a sense, I guess. You know, like
A New Hope.
You have A New Hope, and you have the Phantom Menace.
It's like the rising thing that's happening.
Yeah,
in the middle,
and there's only 3 terms.
Yeah,
and then you have the next 2 or 4 terms, which is The Empire Strikes Back, Attack of the Clones, you know, so it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
And then you have Return of the Jedi, Revenge of the Sith, obviously. So then now you have a 3-term to start off, Force Awakens, right?
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me if there's somehow a 4-term for the next 8 and 9. And does it, you know, it's going to be, 8's going to be similar to a middle trilogy where it gets crazy, and then there's a big twist. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, what would
it be?
Yeah, what would
I don't even know.
I don't know what 8, 9 would have to be something with Jedi. I would think maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
That's just this whole thing with the Resistance and the One Order. You know, like. First Order. Is it going to be exactly like Empire and Rebels in the original trilogy? Like, is it going to follow the same thing? Like, is it just once again another rebellion story?
Well, I think that. See, I want to say we have. It's not that we haven't heard that the Republic isn't established again.
True.
You know what I mean?
It's called
because I think that this faction, the First Order. I think they're the ones that are rising up. I don't think they're in control of the galaxy. So that's what I'm gathering is that the Republic is established, but there's these factions of the Empire still that are trying to still take over.
Gotcha.
And then there's a group out there called the Resistance that are trying to stop them from anybody from taking over or trying to take over again the Republic. Yeah. I think the Republic is back and established again. I do. I think whether they call it the New Republic, I don't know, or if it's just Republic again. Because I think Leia is in charge. Yeah. I think Leia is running the show. So that's what I'm gathering. But because it would really be, I don't know if there's anything there that can convince me. Well, why in 30 years? How in 30 years are they still fighting?
True.
You know what I mean? Like
same old battles.
Yeah, that's not possible.
Getting too old for this stuff.
So, but I wonder about those rumors where, there are rumors out there that the Empire or the First Order is building like this secret weapon.
Yeah, I've heard some of that.
So I don't know how much that's true. Yeah. I don't know.
I just not thought. I think it's hilarious though. After 30 years, Han and Chewie are still bunking up.
They are.
They're still just same old thing.
I know.
Every day.
That makes you wonder. Like, so they never got. Did they not get married? They don't have kids.
Chewie's got a wife and kids.
He does.
He's got a home back in Kashyyyk.
Yeah.
What are they?
At least in the Star Wars special.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, again, not sure about the anthology stuff, but we'll figure that out. But all right, so we got two more trivia questions. Yes. We are caught up now. 88 or 98 questions. This one is this comes from 177. 177. Wow, that's early on. Phantom Menace time. All right, here we go. 177. Why did pod racer Ben Quadraneros and his family have to flee their homeworld?
Okay.
Why did pod racer Ben Quadraneros and his family have to flee their homeworld? A, the cost of living had gotten too high. B, he was wanted for a crime he did not commit. C, the planet suffered from environmental poisoning. Or D, their planet was being invaded by an alien species.
So why did him and his family have to leave
their homeworld? Yeah. Cost of living. He was wanted for a crime he didn't commit. Suffered from environmental poisoning or being invaded by aliens. That's a good question.
I'm trying to logically think.
Unfortunately, it's expanding universe probably.
Yeah,
but,
that's really. Like, what book would this have been in?
Yeah, no. I'm going to say. I'm kind of going to go with C.
Yeah, I was thinking C or D. I'll do D. Just have a little competition. Yeah.
All right. C is the environmental poisoning.
Yeah. There you go.
Ding, ding, ding,
Gosh,
ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. Should have just gone with C. Yeah, I was thinking so the word flee.
I was thinking D, C, or D as well.
From,
but C is the answer. So
that's it. That's just the answer.
All right. So one more trivia question on the next episode, and then we're gonna switch over to the actual canon stuff. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
reading about that. I'm dying to get into that book. All right. So then we'll keep bringing you Star Wars stuff here on Inside the Force. Casey over there is Kryptonian1138 on Twitter. I'm D Cottingham21. Follow us Inside the Force on Twitter, Facebook, and then, of course, subscribe to us on Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio, iTunes. RSS feed is right there on the website, InsideTheForce.com. We've got, I was about to say, I'm working on getting some video out there for you. I got Casey's video we're putting together, but go to 21network.com, get on the YouTube channel there, and see our latest videos from all the shows we got running on the network. All right, so that we'll wrap it up for episode 99 here. For Casey Cooley.
I can feel your anger. I am defenseless. Take your weapon. Strike me down with all of your hatred, and your journey to the dark side will be complete. There you go.
And that's one thing that'll keep going, right?
I've been thinking too, like, I'll keep doing it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to keep doing it forever.
I mean, that's the 99th quote, right?
I guess, yeah.
Has to be.
I've been doing quotes every single daggone time.
Yeah.
Now, it's hard. I need to go through the episodes and figure out what quotes I have done. I keep thinking, like, have I done this before? But
well, you were doing mostly based on the character you were using, right?
I'm still trying to keep it related. Like, this is Emperor. Emperor showed up in Vader 5, so it just made me think of Vader quote. Emperor quotes. But so I tried to keep doing. I may start branching out to Clone Wars quotes.
Yeah,
Rebels quotes. I haven't done that yet. I've been holding off. So don't worry, guys. You'll get my little Star Wars impressions Forever.
All right, so check us out next week where we will bring you the latest news and talk talk Star Wars number 5, which comes out next week. And yeah, whatever news and stuff that hits the airways. Again, I don't know if we mentioned it on here, but June 20th, Disney XD, the season premiere of, I shouldn't say that. It's the season premiere of the first 2 episodes of season 2 of Star Wars Rebels, but it's not actually premiering.
Yeah.
They're playing what we saw at Celebration on, not we, me, you didn't see that.
I wasn't there.
That's crazy to think of, isn't it, though? Like, me and Charles were talking about it. Like, there's only 2,000 people in that room, and they were really strict about recording it. So no one has seen this thing.
Yeah.
Only the people in that room.
You have such knowledge in your head right now.
I mean, it's crazy. I'm dying to talk about it. I'm dying to talk about it. It was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So tune in, Disney XD, June 20th. You'll see everything that we saw at Celebration, the first 2 episodes of season 2. So it's like Spark of Rebellion, but I don't know what they're calling it yet. I don't think they're calling it a name yet. But it's 44 something minutes, 45 minutes, I guess, or so. You won't be disappointed, man. It is so awesome. And then we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. He's Casey.
Goodbye, everybody.
I'm Dave Cottingham. Thanks for listening. Happy birthday, George.
Yeah.
And may the Force be with you.
This has been a production of the 21 Network. For more great podcasts, visit 21network.com. To view additional content, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/21network. Follow us on Twitter at 21network for the latest news and updates. The 21 Network, for the fan and all of us.